Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. This is the preview of West Ham's 9th home game of the 21-22 Premier League season, where we welcome Norwich City to the London Stadium on Saturday afternoon for 3 o'clock kickoff, not on BT Sport, not on UK channels anywhere for that matter. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the slightly outdated animation up here, along with Admiral and Umbro Clout and Blue track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I'll be sending directly on to Iron Supporting Food Banks, the charity in the Newham area that are helping those in the Newham area that are reliant on food banks. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. Depending on what you're purchasing, you'll be saving between 5 and 15 quid in comparison to the club shop. So you save yourself a few quid, and you'll also be helping to go help those that are less fortunate than you and I. Now, as we know, Norwich played Villa earlier in the week, so this game is Norwich's second Claret and Blue clash. Now, as always, guys, let's start off by talking about the the officials. The referee is Simon Hooper. His assistants are Harry Leonard and Derek Eaton. The fourth official is Tony Harrington. On VAR, we have Lee Mason, another bald man, and an assistant VAR is Stuart Burt. So I'm not very happy with having Lee Mason on VAR, but guys, it could have been a lot worse than this. Really could have been a lot worse. Norwich have only been in the Premier League in more recent memory from the 13-14 season to the 15-16 season, and also very briefly in the 19-20 season as well. So our last 6 really isn't relevant. So our last 4 games at home against Norwich show that we've won 3 and drawn 1. Of course, we all remember the 6-0 on aggregate scoreline beating them the season before last when they got relegated. You know, that fantastic performance from Antonio. Where the hell's that disappeared to, I should say. You know, a couple of seasons, towards the end of season before last. David Moyes has faced Norwich at home in the Premier League as a manager 4 times, winning twice and drawing twice. Norwich are bottom of the Premier League table on 10 points with 2 wins, 4 draws and 11 losses, scoring 8 goals and conceding 34, so minus goal difference of 26. Norwich's away form shows they've won 1, drawn 2 and lost 5, scoring 3 and conceding 20, so showing an average average goal points per game on the road as 0.63. They've only won 1 in their last 5 away games. As you may have gathered, their away goal score average is very low at 0.38 per game, conceded 2.5 goals per game on average, and the match goals average is 2.88. They've kept 1 clean sheet on their travels and have failed to score 75% of the time away from home. That is unreal. That is proper relegation fodder. Now, as we know, Dean Smith was only appointed a few weeks ago, so he's got a big uphill struggle with this side. They really do. One of the things that Norwich fans can be happy about is their average possession is 47%. So it's not that brilliant, but it's not that bad either, for that matter. They've taken 9.7 shots per game, but their shot conversion rate is just 4%. That's horrific. 8.5 fouls committed on average per game, with 11 conceded per game. Now, as I said, Dean Smith is under the wire. He really is. I don't want to use this cliche, but I do genuinely think he's got an impossible task. I really do. But he does seem to be trying to figure out the best formation away from home, because there have been slight variations of the 4-1-4-1 and also the 3-5-2 diamond formations that he's been trying with Norwich since he was appointed. Was it 4 goal weeks back now? Their highest goal scorer away from home is, no surprise, for the 3rd season in a row, is Pukki. He's scored 2 goals, and Norman, who's out with a pelvic injury, which we'll discuss in a minute, he's scored 1 goal so far on the road. Players to look out for? More than you probably think, if I'm honest. Probably more than you think. Like for example, Tim Krul can be a very tricky goalkeeper to score against. He has blunders like the rest of them, but at the same point, he can be very hard to play against. He can make some very good saves. The left back Man United loanee Williams, looks very, very good, albeit from what I saw in the Villa game. The right back we've been linked with for the last 2 or 3 seasons. I'm surprised this hasn't come up again. You know, Max Aarons. The Chelsea loanee centre midfielder Billy Gilmore. He's not very strong at the minute, but he's got a bright future ahead of him. You can see, I've seen him a few times, and I've been able to see there is a player in there. Todd Cantwell, the left midfielder, bit above his station. It seemed when he was subbed off against the Villa game, but we'll have to wait and see what goes on with him. You know, McLean as well, for that matter. He's not a bad centre midfielder. Had a very good try to try and score against Villa, but it just didn't happen. Norwich are strong, but not all that successful at protecting the lead. But they are weak, as previously mentioned, finishing their goal-scoring chances, defending against skillful players. They're weak at aerial duels and are very weak at defending against attacks down the wings and also attacks through long balls. As a result of this, their style of play is taking long shots. Totally understandable. You're right bottom of the table, as they have been every time they've been in the Premier League for the last few seasons. Attacking down the left-hand side, playing in their own half to prevent conceding. Again, understandable when you're relegation fodder, but it is obviously frustrating opponents as a result, and I think we might get quite annoyed about this on Saturday. For the 2 goals that Villa scored, I generally don't, and this is a great plus from our side, from a West Ham point of view, for going into this game on Saturday. But the defence is useless. They didn't press enough for Villa's first on Tuesday night, and should have played to the whistle for the second, but they didn't. And that's going to add to our catalogue of attempts, shall we say. But to add to Norwich's frustrations, premierinjuries.co.uk show they have a few players out at the moment, with some with injuries. Zizolis, Rupp and Sargent are all out with COVID. Hanley is out with a shoulder injury. All 4 are currently being assessed. Chris Zimmerman is out until mid-January with an ankle injury. I don't know how you pronounce this name properly. Omobadili is out until the first week of January with a lower back injury. Rashica is out until their Boxing Day clash with Arsenal with a groin and hip injury. Norman is a 25% chance of returning from his pelvic injury, so we pretty much rule that one out. Kabek went down with an ankle problem towards the end of the first half against Villa, so maybe he might be out. He was replaced by our former hammer Sam Byram. His first appearance for Norwich for 2 years, I think I remember correctly, due to various hamstring problems. But as it was when he was with us, he got booked. He likes getting booked to Sammy Byram. Now, you know, so it's not looking good from Norwich's point of view, but it's looking great from our point of view. And talking about things great, it's great to see that the level of unsubscribed viewers are dropping. With a nice amount of returning viewers as well, for that matter, but just over 500 viewers have been unsubscribed over the last 4 weeks. So if you are enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the watch-alongs and etc., then by all means, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get to know when new content is going up, and also when we are about to go live as well. So turning to West Ham, although we lost 2-0 to Arsenal on Wednesday night, I don't think we played too badly. I think people are over-exaggerating things at the minute. It wasn't fantastic. Moyes said that they could do better, and I agree, we can do better. The 2 goals could have been easily prevented in the midfield, for one. Cracking goals by Martinelli and Smith Rowe, though. Very, very good goals. But could have been easily avoided. We should have really tried harder. So C-, I reckon, from one point of view. It was annoying to see that Soufal being sent off for 2 yellow card offences. Looking at the replays on Match of the Day, because when we did the watch along, I wasn't really engaging with the screen when we were talking about it. It was just, as you guys probably know. I hate to say it, but I do think Taylor got it right. I really do think Taylor got it right. Yes, Soufal got the ball, but he wasn't in control. It was already a light offence that he got booked for the first time round against Martinelli, funnily enough. But great save from Fabianski once the penalty was done as well, for that matter. Great save. So obviously Soufal's going to be out for this game. But we're still in the top 6 going into this fixture. We're still in the League Cup. We're still riding high in the Europa League for the first time since Harry Redknapp was our manager. So I do think a lot of our fans need to put this in perspective. I've been seeing a lot of fans reacting like we're in the bottom three at the minute. It's ridiculous. I know the football isn't being beautiful at the minute, but after the disappointing Burnley result as well, I totally understand it. I totally get why supporters are being the way that we are. But at the same point, like I said, we need a bit of perspective on this. We really, really do. It could be a hell of a lot worse. You know, we've got 4 defenders out at the minute, which isn't brilliant. It's so bad that it appears that possibly Johnson and Creswell are being rushed back, because it looks like Johnson is 25% the chance of returning for Southampton, so not for this game ahead, on Boxing Day, ahead of the 2 to 4 week schedule for his hamstring strain that X confirmed the other day. It's a bit weird though that we're playing Southampton twice before the end of the season. We haven't even played Watford away, which is the game after Southampton. We haven't even played Watford yet, and yet we're playing Southampton. It makes no sense, but it is what it is. Fredericks is 25% chance of returning for this game from his groin injury. Creswell 50% chance of returning for this game from his lower back injury as well. So, yes, apologies guys, it's been a long video, I know that, but there's been a lot to talk about. We ain't done yet. So now, Antonio, I love the guy, we all love him. He's not looked on form for the last few games. Obviously, as I say, we've got the left back issue, we've got the right back issue now. Soufal being suspended, he'll obviously be back for the League Cup game, potentially. It's difficult. It really is difficult. But guys, this is the starting 11 that I think we should be putting out.
Fabianski in goal, with a back 4 of Ashby, Dawson, Diop and Longello. Souček and Rice in the defensive midfield positions, with Vlasic, Fornals and Lanzini in midfield, supporting Bowen up front.
So thank you very much for your time, guys. As always, put your comments in the comment section below. Do you agree with me with the starting 11? If you don't, let me know. If you do, let me know. It would be nice to have Lanzini and Fornals jumping around each other's positions in left and midfield respectively. But yeah, let us know what you're thinking on this. I'll be doing my full-time thoughts on Saturday evening, so keep an eye out for that. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like it. Thank you very much to the Patreons that were confirmed in the credits and also in the description as well. Thank you very much for your support, guys. But in the meantime, look after yourselves, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best.
Oh!